Well, thank you so much, Ariana, for joining us and telling us a little bit more about your initiative.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be with you, and we are really excited at the Huffington Post about our partnership.
Yeah, so just first off, tell me about the name What's Working. Where did you come up with the name? How did you come up with it?
So, the idea of calling the initiative What's Working is we want to emphasize focusing on solutions, not just soft, good news, fairy animal stories, stories that make us feel good about human nature. These are very important and fun stories. I'm not minimizing them in any way, but we want to indicate that in the same way that it is expected from us as journalists to cover what is dysfunctional, what is corrupt, the crisis, the violence around the world, it is also just as important for us to cover examples of innovation, solutions, what is working basically, as opposed to only what is not working. Because by putting the spotlight on what is working, we will be able to scale the solutions. And we will be able, we hope, to start a positive contagion. You know how people say, copycat crimes are one of the dangers of covering, as we need to cover school shootings, for example. Well, I believe that in the same way that we can have copycat crimes, we can have copycat solutions.
And so this has been a big problem for so long in the news industry, where people don't even want to watch the news anymore because there's just so much violence on all the time. Can you tell me where you got the inspiration to, or when you got the inspiration to say, enough is enough?
Well, at the Huffington Post, we have now for a few years had a section called Good News, a section called Impact, which is focusing on solutions. And in the convention in 2008 convention, we had a whole initiative around solutions. So this has been a big part of our editorial priorities, but now we are doubling down on it. And because we are now a global media company with editions in 13 countries, what is great about this is that we see it as a global initiative. And in fact, our German editor in chief is the editor of the entire initiative, working with all our editors. And journalistically, we want to see this as truly covering all the news. There's the famous New York Times motto, all the news that's fit to print. Forgetting for the moment the whole that's fit to print part, right now we don't cover all the news. The stories that I'm referring to are covered as an afterthought. They are covered around Thanksgiving and Christmas, and the kicker at the end of the local broadcast, and we want to elevate them. The same way the Huffington Post elevated blogging to make it something significant, we now want to elevate a coverage of solutions.
And now to the exciting part, USC. How did you decide to partner up with USC? I mean, you could have easily chosen the Huffington Post to do this sort of thing or some other news outlet, but why USC?
Well, first of all, we are very lucky in that your new dean, Willow Bay, has been a senior editor at the Huffington Post for a long time. And she and I do our best thinking while going walking or hiking when I'm in Los Angeles. And during one of these walks, we came up with this idea. And she was very excited. She ran it by her team. And it seems like a great way to also introduce this initiative at a very important journalism school and see this as part of what journalism is, when we don't just look at it as if it bleeds, it leads, but when we also look at the stories that we have an equal responsibility to cover as solutions and as examples of what is working.
So, how exactly can students get involved with this opportunity?
So all that announcement will be on your website with all the details. I don't want to preempt that. I prefer this to be explored, within your community. And all I know is that we are making HuffPost editors completely available to work with the students, to of course publish the stories, translate the best stories across the world and socialize them so that we can also have the maximum impact.
We'll be sure to help you fight on. Thank you so much, Ariana.
Thank you very much.